Okay, so we're just about ready to head off the Big Church Festival this morning. We've been excited for a long time. It's been a long time coming for this one since they've now changed it from just 2 days in May to now 3 days in August. So this year's going to be Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And this is going to be my journey and experience on it. And I thought I'd take you guys with me. For anyone who hasn't actually been to the Big Church Festival before, I hope this will be insightful, that you can get to see what it's like. And then anything else I may experience as well, I can capture and share with you guys as well. So yeah, let's go. Cool. So we've got everybody in the car now. It's going to take us about just over an hour. Just over an hour. Actually, it's about an hour 20 to get there. Not gonna, the time's going to fly by. And then this next thing we know, we'll be in the middle of the field, just like chilling and like listening to music and stuff like that, having food, doing activities. I'm really looking forward to this year because it's the extra day, and I think they're going to have some new people in the lineup as well. So I'm very optimistic about this weekend. Now, because of where the Big Church Festival is located, it's in the middle of a field, which is pretty much in the middle of nowhere. With regards to accommodation, you're either on-site or off-site. Off-site, Airbnb, hotel, that's down to you, whichever you want to do. You just have to bear in mind, you have to drive in every day and drive back out every single day. Because I think the gates open and close at a certain time for the people who are visiting daily. So you got to bear in mind, like if you're going to drive in or not. That's the off-site. The on-site is you got the option, you can either rent a tent from the Big Church Festival company, whoever they take the tents from. You can either rent a tent, you could bring your own tent, you could drive in with a caravan, or you could hire a glamp. With the bringing your own tent, bit self-explanatory. If you got a party of 6, bring a tent that can accommodate 6. You bring everything that you want and need. Hiring a tent, similar thing. You just bring everything you want and need, but they will provide the tent for you. I'm unsure whether they set up the tent for you or you have to set it up yourself, but then you hired the tent for however many people you need it for. The caravan, drive in with the caravan. Register that you have a caravan and that's your means of accommodation, and then they'll direct you to where you have to be and set up your caravan. With us, what we did, we hired a glamp, which is basically glamorous camping. They set up a tent for you with however many people you have coming. So you book for 6 people, you get given a glamp for 6 people. They'll give you the beds, the bedding. They even provided us with a little lantern as well. I'm not too sure if they do that for the people who hire tents, but for us, they provided us with the bedding, the lantern. I think that was pretty much it really. As glampers, we also had access to showers and toilets with running water, which is in a separate part of the campsite from all the other campers. The people who have the caravans, they have their own means of showering and toiletries, whatever they want. The normal campers, they have to use, I think there's running water showers that they have access to, but then they have to use portaloos as toilet facilities. But for us as glampers, we have toilets with flushing water. And some of the toilets have lights on the inside, but some of them were broken when we were going there to use them. There's also a tap with running water, so you don't have to have any of the hand sanitizer that's provided or whatever to actually clean your hands. You have running water and soap. So you got a little bit extra things as a glamper than you do as a normal camper. Okay, it's been a couple of hours since we got here. We'll probably arrive to site around 2 p.m. and right now that's the time. You can see that clearly. The reason I'm whispering is because my dad is just in front of me here. He's having a nap. But yeah, I just woke up from my nap as well. It's a bit drained now because traveling is kind of tiresome for whatever weird and wonderful reason. But aside, because I was doing something last night, I was at a dance class last night, got home very late, and then had this to wake up for to go to in the morning. So I was a bit tired myself. But yeah, we're inside our glam tent. It's quite a nice tent actually, very spacious. We bought actually a larger tent than we needed, just so we have space. But I think there's only 4 of us in this tent. But I think we put like the full-size 6-person tent. Even though they gave us 6 beds, we're not actually needing them. But yeah, the space we got as a result, I think was quite worth it. But now that I'm rested, I'm gonna go take a look around site because a few things, the layout has changed a little bit. I got my lanyard map and has like a list of not only like what's going on each day, the itinerary, but also has a little, like I said, little map on the inside as well. I just get to show you guys that as well. So yeah, I'm gonna go take a look around as well. Let's go.
Yes, we're here.
Were you excited, Dad?
Yeah, very excited. Just got to get some sleep in and then good to go.
Nice.
But it's, yeah, just trying to understand the new layout. It's really
actually it's changed quite a bit.
You know, where do we?
Like
where's the gate that takes us in? That's the Illuminate stage, I imagine.
Yeah, I think that's the Illuminate over there.
Everything unmissable. I've got my hat. It says everything unmissable. There we go. Yeah. Feel the fun. Oh boy, if I was their age, I'd be here kicking ball for most of the afternoon.
Oh, you should. I mean, all the other activities they have going over there is actually incredible.
Oh yeah.
Not just football.
Yeah.
Like you can even see over there. This is a climbing wall.
This is where the archery is.
So archery's moved over here, just behind where you can see the climbing wall.
What's that? That's something new. Those
Illuminate stage here. Huh?
Those inflatable crosses and triangles and what have you. Not seen that.
Yeah, that's
before.
new. So after taking a look around for a bit longer, and after I was so rudely video bombed by some random Sheila, we decided to get some food before we met up with the others, but we had one last errand to run before we turned in for the evening. Okay, so Dad and I just got back in from going to the post office for the thing he needed to drop. It's actually quite cold now. I'm not sure the temperature, but I mean, it's 10 PM at night. I'm tired. Gonna offload a few of my things, shower, sleep. I know the showers are gonna be crazy in the morning, so I'm showering at night like I usually do. And that way it'll be easier to get the day going when I wake up tomorrow. So yeah, that's the end of kind of day 1, the entrance day. I'll catch you for day 2. Well, the time is 8:21 AM. People have been up for a while. Last night was super cold. It was so cozy to actually be under the covers. If you've ever been sleeping in your room and the room is cold and you're under the covers and it's nice and warm, that's the exact feeling I had last night. I did not want to get up this morning. The sun came up at probably 5, so it was waking me up around then. But luckily I had an eye mask that was blocking out a lot of the sunlight. But yeah, let's get the day started.
Get stuck into it.
Okay, so we're about to set up our gazebo right now, right in front of the stage. We have quite a good view, but it's obviously going to be loud. So I don't know if you can hear me clearly or not. But anyway, we're about to get set up. set up the second gazebo, so I'm just gonna change the angle a little bit. So, let's see if this one will do the angle justice. We've got 2 here. We've got more people coming as well, but then also we like the space. So I'm looking through today's lineup. I've kind of narrowed it in on a few people that I want to actually see, but I do want to explore at the same time, see what other people are performing on the stages. That's one of the beauties of like these kind of festivals. Okay, I'm gonna stop me there because what I was saying doesn't exactly explain what I wanted to say. What I did intend to say was, at an event like this, the beauty of it is that you're exposed to vast types of music all at once, so that people you may not have actually thought to listen to, you're put in front of those people with those kinds of music, and you could listen to them. I think of it like a bit of a buffet. You got the music or the food that you do like, that you will always go for, that you know you enjoy. But then you got these other things, these new artists and these new types of music that you haven't tried before. You can try it out because it's there. You're not having to, you're not missing out on anything else per se, but then these things are just here that you might be able to also try out. That's the beauty of it that I was trying to explain. Say you got 2 favorite artists on at the same time, at 2 different stages. You gotta choose one to go to or leave halfway through one and run over to the other one so that makes sure you see them. So it's like a double-edged sword but then also, if I want to explore a new artist, but then I was on one of the artists I know on the main stage or somewhere else, I still have to choose between the 2. So double-edged sword. But anyway, so that's also one thing about festivals you have to bear in mind. Okay, so far I've given you a general overview of the accommodation side of attending the Big Church Festival. So now it's coming to the stages that the Big Church Festival actually has and what kind of things they entail. So I'm going to start off with the newest stage that they've added to the Big Church Festival, which is the podcast stage. The podcast stage, essentially, as in the name says, it's a stage where people host podcasts. All throughout the day, you get various people from different organizations, some associated with the Big Church Festival, some not associated with the Big Church Festival. I don't know exactly how things work with the podcast stage, so this is me kind of assuming that they'll have the podcast going on the stage, and they may have questions from people in the audience or something like that. I don't know much because I never actually stayed for any of the podcast stage events. But then they also have the spoken word stage as well. Spoken word, as in the name, they usually have things of the nature of spoken word happening on their stage. They occasionally have rappers as well. Some of the people who performed on some of the other stages elsewhere come in and do rapping on that stage, even on the evenings as well. And throughout some of the days, they had stand-up comedians come on as well. Spoken word stage has a wide range of things that aren't necessarily associated with music, but then still have that creative element infused in it. There's also the kids tent, which is where if you have children and you bring them along to the Big Church Festival, if you don't want to be babysitting them and walking around with them all day to try and keep them entertained, because obviously if you're an adult you want to do your own thing. So you can leave your kids at the kids tent. This is where they can be entertained by some of the staff that actually work at the Big Church Festival. But you drop your kids off after pre-registering them, and then they will stay there for however long in the day you want them to stay there, and the volunteers, people working there, will take care of them. But then in the after hours segment, the kids tent also becomes an entertainment, a means of entertainment. For example, on the final night, there was a funk band that was playing on the stage there, and I went along there and I enjoyed myself, really. They were a very, very good band. Kind of give a throwback to the 70s, 80s kind of vibe, where they had disco and those kind of genres of music really, really popping on stage with a live band. So that was also a very interesting thing to actually experience. You also have the worship tent. Worship tent is an extremely big tent. I'm estimating probably it holds roughly 500 people. I'm not too sure, but it is a humongous tent with a stage right in the middle, and you got all the people from the audience surrounding it. It's a very immersive time. There's also Tom Stage. Tom Stage, I've not really stayed around to watch much of Tom Stage, but it seems like kind of an indie artist kind of stage. People who don't necessarily have a big following, but they still have some little bit of a following and they make some music of some sort. And so they are on Tom Stage. There's also the Garden Stage. Garden Stage is at the back of the manor on the hill. So when at the Big Church Festival, there's a big manor, or in the distance, you'll see it, you can't miss it. It's the only thing built out of bricks on the whole site. The back garden to this manor is where the Garden Stage is situated, where you have a load of round tables with like those garden chairs around it. Either side, you have like a bar area where you can get refreshments and food and drinks. There's even deck chairs in some areas as well. The Garden Stage usually facilitates for people who are a bit of like an alternative to the main stage in a sense. These people also have a good following, but then the Garden Stage is a bit more informal in a sense. Not too sure how to describe it, but it has a different appeal. A lot more relaxed, not so hyped. You've also got the Illuminate Stage, which is usually targeted at young adults and teenagers, but usually get anyone of all ages and demographics coming through. It usually has people who do rapping, kind of like electronic music, things that are more digital. You can also get mosh pits happening at the Illuminate Stage as well, which I also find very unusual given that we're at a Christian festival, and mosh pits I've always associated with aggressive rock and heavy metal concerts. So it's unusual, but the mosh pits are very exciting, but then people there always all care for each other. There's nobody kind of like, if you get pushed the wrong way, nobody's trying to fight you. It's all calm. It's very calm. And last but not least, you have the main stage. Main stage where it's kind of the home for all the attendees in a sense, because everyone sets up their gazebos in that space. People have deck chairs that they set up out there. Some people even put picnic mats on the floor and just sit down. I've even seen some people sunbathe in that area as well. A bit unusual, but the main stage where mostly big acts come through is where they have a lot of the announcements for everything else going on with regards to the Big Church Festival. And it facilitates the larger artists that come through. There's something for everybody at the Big Church Festival. There honestly is. Okay, day is pretty much over now. I say pretty much. I'm gonna go shower, and then there is comedy going on later tonight at the spoken word tent. So I'm gonna go watch that. I think Andy Kind is gonna be there as one of the people doing stand-up. Day's over. Kind of day 2 in a sense. Once again, really cold. It's about, what time is it now? 25 past 9. Yeah, some people are starting to make a move now, but the field is still packed with people. My body's starting to wind down a bit. Hopefully I'll have the energy to stay awake for this, but we'll see.
All right, one more time, this is the voices, here we go. Shine, Jesus, shine, fill this land with the Father's glory, place, mirror, place, set our hearts on fire. Flow, river, flow, flood the nations with grace and mercy, send forth your word, Lord, and let
so we're on day 2. Yeah, last night thankfully wasn't as cold as the night before. Just came out of the toilets, refreshing myself for the day. And there is an immense queue for the showers and for the toilets. I mean, you can see through the fence. That long line of people is actually for the, that's actually for the showers. Thankfully I showered at night, so it's not too much of a bother for me. It's just going on 10, and I'm happy for the day. This one I think is gonna be more artists that I actually want to see. So I'm actually much more excited. So let's get into it. So I didn't actually capture much interesting footage on day 3, mainly because I was trying to be present in the experiences and the performances that were happening. I didn't want to have to constantly worry about, oh, I need to capture this moment on my camera so I can put on the vlog. I think it's important to balance it, that you film, but also be present and enjoy the experiences you have. Okay, so similar situation to yesterday. Main act's still on stage. That's like the late night. I think it's Phil Wickham. The whole of the main stage area, from like left to right, filled with people. It's actually amazing to see. Like even along all the aisles, like the walk pathways, where our gazebo is, there's people lining the path, all along the path, right up to where pretty much where we are. And it's actually amazing to see. His music sounds amazing from what I'm hearing, but I have other agendas. I'm gonna go shower, because I know what the shower's gonna be like in the morning, and I know myself. There's a comedy event happening at the spoken word tent again tonight, so I want to be able to get to that. So I'm gonna go shower, so that way, once that event's over, I can just go straight to bed. But this brings day 3 to an end. Tomorrow shall mark day 4. Have a good night, y'all. Alright, so we're at the final day here. Time actually flies by so quickly when you're doing anything. I think I'm always spending most of my time at Illuminate stage with the few artists that are coming through here. But I'm gonna try and go to the garden tent as well, because I've yet to go there. Because yesterday, that's usually we're about to go up, but then the acts before were overrunning, and so the garden was completely filled. There were long lines on both sides of the garden to try and get in. But apparently as soon as the band finished, people started leaving. So I kind of wish I waited around for it, but it is what it is, really. Might try some of the activities about as well. Right next to me here, there's volleyball. Remember doing that last year and the year before. It was very fun. But there's also archery, mini golf, everything is laser tag. But I think that's game more for children. And if I'm to do that, I would probably need a few other adults. But yeah, we'll see how this day pans out. Not everything always goes to plan as is life. But yeah, my phone's dead right now, so I'm gonna go try and swap out some of the power banks that I have. See if I can get some fresh ones and charge up my phone. But yeah, let's get the day started. So this year at the Big Church Festival, I took the opportunity to explore the Expo Cafe, which I had never actually done in previous years. So in addition to being an actual cafe inside the Expo Cafe tent, it's also a convention hall of sorts where people from various organizations and charities, they set up a table with some merchandise and information leaflets where they would talk to people who come to the Big Church Festival about their organization, what they do, and what people from the public can do to support. There were some people selling merchandise, some people selling books, some people selling clothes and jewelry, and there were other stalls where people were actually talking about the organization and trying to recruit members and volunteers for their various causes. There was also a bookshop at the end of the hall that also sold children's books, autobiographies, posters, a wide range of knickknacks, and of course, Bibles. They had to sell Bibles. I mean, what kind of Christian bookshop would it be if it didn't sell Bibles? I mean, come on. So as I've already articulated, the Big Church Festival is in a field in the middle of nowhere. So I highly recommend packing warm clothes. Even though it can be warm during the day, 30 something degrees C or whatever, the night times aren't as warm and friendly. This was something that I encountered on my first time at the Big Church Festival, where we were all under our gazebo and my dad brought along a load of coats. My mom and I were laughing at him, thinking like,
What? It's 30 degrees, Dad. Why do you have these coats, scarves, and hats?
and he just didn't try to push too much. He was like, okay, fine, all right, well, the coats are here. He didn't take too much to heart, because as the evening came about, we realized how cold it was actually going to get. And me and Mom were,
Oh, Dad, could you please give us a coat? It's actually getting very cold.
thankfully, he gave us a coat. And every single time we come back to the Big Church Festival, we always make sure we pack warm clothes. A second thing I recommend for all you guys is traveling with people who you know and you are friends with. For me as myself, I'm kind of used to experiencing things by myself. I grew up as an only child, and so being able to be by myself is something that I kind of grew to be the norm. Particularly at a festival, when you experience all this great music and it's so entertaining, and the euphoria of the whole environment, it wells up within you, and you want to be able to share that excitement and that happiness and joy with somebody else. So if you're with a friend, that will make the whole experience a lot more pleasant, that you guys can bounce off each other's energy. So being with another person is something I highly recommend. I bumped into a few of my friends around the site, I know from various places, walks of life, and it was fun chilling with them for a while, but then they obviously had to go off and do their own thing. The Big Church Festival already accommodates for solo travelers. For instance, I saw a sign that said, oh, traveling alone, swing by this particular location or tent, meet some of the people there. So the Big Church Festival already knows there are going to be some solo travelers, and they have made the means for people to be able to meet others so that they won't be alone in this whole vast landscape of 35,000 people. But I recommend traveling to the Big Church Festival with people you already know. All right, that concludes this weekend here at the Big Church Festival. I had plans to go to the West tent, which I'm passing outside it right now. The tent is packed, so I wasn't able to get in. But I managed to go to one of the other tents, after our tents, for the Funk Soul Brothers, which is basically a live band doing like 70s, 80s funk disco. It was very, very good. I had fun dancing. And then stayed there for a bit, then I thought I'd check out the spoken word tent once again. So they seem to have been doing comedy every night. And I'm a big comedy fan. Anytime there's comedy on, I'll usually be tuning in. I mean, there's been many things at this festival that I have missed out on, that I've overlooked, forgotten about. I'm a bit gutted I haven't been able to cover every single thing. But don't let, oh, there's a Christian festival, it's not necessarily my thing. There'll be music here, something here that you'll appreciate. Other than that, really, that's my time at the Big Church Festival 2025. If any of you have managed to get this far into the video, thank you for watching. I hope you did like the video. If you did like it, and you found it informative or entertaining in any capacity, please like the video. Leave a nice comment of what you may want to see next time. Subscribe, and it may keep me coming back to do more of these more often. Anyway, thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one.